Do you consider yourself religious? And do you consider Christianity a religion? So you might be wondering, what's the difference between religion, the different religions, and Christianity? Well, there's actually a huge difference. In every single religion ever, say whatever, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, you name it, it's all about what man can do to reach God. It's all about following certain rituals and following certain expectations and doing certain things to reach that God. And that God's up there just like... But in Christianity, God reached us, came down to reach us. Jesus Christ came down to reach us and gave us the way to heaven because he loves us. But in those, it's all about man chasing God and trying to do things to earn something. To earn something through works or whatever. But in Christianity, that's not the case. It's simply faith. Because God came down to us. God created us and came down to us in the form of man, Jesus Christ. And he died on the cross for us. God did something to reach us. We're not doing anything to reach God. That's the difference between religion and Christianity. We aren't called to be religious and just follow certain things and do certain rules. What we need to do is have faith. Because God doesn't look at what we do, God looks at our heart. And yes, having faith will lead us to do works, but it's not all about the works, it's all about our heart, and it's all about our faith. Do you consider yourself religious? If so, why? Is it because I follow the commandments, or I go to church every Sunday? There should be something causing you to do those things, and not just because your parents told you to, or because, I don't know, you're scared of this, or scared of something. It's not all about what you do. Religious people killed Jesus. Pharisees is what I'm talking about. The Pharisees. I don't know if you know about the Pharisees, but let's turn to Matthew 23, 1-5. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must obey them and do everything they tell you, but do not do what they do. For they do not practice what they preach. They tie up heavy loads and put them on men's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. Everything they do is done for men to see. They make their phylacteries wide and the tassels on their garments long." Luke 18, 9-14, moving to that. To some who were confident of their own righteousness and looked down on everybody else, Jesus told this parable. 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood up and prayed about himself. "God, I thank you that I am not like the other men, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give 1/10 of all I get." But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, "God, have mercy on me, a sinner." I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God, for everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. So we have the Pharisee, who's praying about what he does. He's saying, "God, thank you for making me better than others, because I'm doing all this stuff and doing all this stuff," and what he says is, "I fast twice a week and give 1/10 of all I get." So he's talking about what he does. I don't know if maybe you think that trying to be a good person, that being a good person is going to get you to heaven. That's not the case. Faith. Believing that what Jesus did and declaring God Lord over your life. Declaring Jesus Lord over your life. Which means master. It's not about being religious. But it is about faith. It's about relationship with God. It's not about religion. And when you realize that God wants to have a relationship with you, and he loves you, and he wants to break you free of your sin, then there's no greater feeling. Seriously. Let's change the world.